only dress up and go live. So I'm dressing up in the. See, this needs to be centralized like there. And there's a Casey on top there. Good afternoon. It's the midday report. It's 12:31 on a Super Tuesday. It's the 19th of October. Welcome to it. Let's get your comments going. Kritika Dipnarayan is first up from Peter Maritzburg. Welcome to it. Another lit program today. Super excited to have my guest on today. And Homan Kokobi joins us from Botswana. How's it, Homan Kokobi? And let's log on. If you are new to the channel, if you're watching for the first time, just say hi and where indeed you are watching from, where in the world you are watching from. Desmond Shue, Super Sag. Elias Suleiman joins us from the UK. How are you, Elias? Kay, ready? Welcome to it. The midday report. I go live every weekday, 12 o'clock at the midday report, and then 12:30, and then 8 o'clock at night, the late night report. And that's becoming the political desk now, where we're hosting councillors elect, other politicians, leaders of parties, to get an idea of what's happening in the political arena, educate ourselves as we go along. Last night we had Naren Ganesh, quite interesting. Tonight at 8 o'clock, I host Nicole Graham of the DA, the Democratic Alliance, online today. Hopefully tomorrow is somebody from the EFF, not sure about that. Next week, Monday, Imtiaz Sayed of ACC, Active Citizens Coalition, will join us as well. Afternoon, people. Greetings from the UK. Chris White, moderator, says, Hendo Bardin, how are you? Chris White, moderator there. Right. Let's get that done. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It's Tuesday, 19th of October. Thank you for joining us, me, Casey, Caro, Charo. Before we proceed, guys, all you know, I'm the brand ambassador for Desi Dating, and as you can see on the screen there, Desi Dating, if you want to get online for that, running the special offer now, free membership to that platform. So if you're looking for your soulmate, your life partner, the love of your life, some guys can say something else about that once they find that person, but free membership, free silver membership there for Desi Dating. Get all of them. Info at desidating.co.za. Tomorrow we'll be interviewing someone regarding that as well, speaking a lot more about dating, finding a partner, why the platform is so great, why the platform is so effective or will be effective, and why it's one of the safest platforms around. A lot of work going into making sure that men and women are kept absolutely safe as far as possible in today's environment. I'm not sure if Cyril is looking for another partner. I'm not sure if you can make the same mistake twice, but we're going to find out from him just now what's life in Quadakuza. By the way, it's coming to us from Quadakuza, and I see the internet is quite stable there. Their internet is run by 6 white horses that run round and round and round and just turn the wheels there to get the internet going. So we're going to see how it works out. Money can buy a crap for once, Hall of Fame. I don't know what that means. Chilling in the UK. Right, let's get our guest online so we make the maximum of our time here. And there we go.
Hi, guys.
Oh, we can hear him loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Casey, I just want to tell you this. This is the first time I'm using this camera on this laptop. I never ever use it at work.
Well, the first
and
is
you're
always
the first model to put me on this.
And I'm glad I'm the first person. You see, I make first everywhere I go. I'm glad I'm the
I appreciate you.
one.
I appreciate you.
And that's your famous background. You do your videos. I can see your roof.
Yes, my shop, my desk. Yes.
Your famous background in your shop there in where you are. So, firstly, thank you for joining me on a short notice. Thanks for sending me your poster that got me intrigued in what you were doing. We obviously have a history of knowing each other for maybe 2 years now, I think, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, and
about 2.5 years when we had that issue in Chatsworth.
Yes. So,
yeah.
Firstly, Cyril, when I say this, yesterday Naren Ganesh went on a tangent about something else. You don't have to give you what's going forward, but a minute about short background history before we come to where you are now. background history of a little bit of you. So introduce yourself firstly, where you're from, and a little bit of background
Okay,
on you.
my name is Cyril Pandaram. I'm commonly known as Cyril or Kilometers Pandaram because I stretch the miles. I'm a typical farm boy, born and brought up on a farm from a very poor background. Worked hard to get where I am today, thanks to my parents, uh, thanks to my siblings and my friends, thanks to my wife, my greatest supporter, my strength. And here we are, doing bigger and better things for the community. The community is my heartbeat, Casey. You know that with Park by the Posey.
So
Uh, I, w-
you're a born and bred Stanger boy.
I'm a born and bred farm boy from Stanger.
Stanger
You can
banger. Welcome Stanger banger.
cannot take the farm out of the boy.
Right, which is not a bad thing. That is not a
No,
bad
it's
thing.
not. I mean, being born on a farm, Casey, is a different kind of lifestyle because you don't know racism, you don't know color. Your value system is different because it's a close-knit community. You get the lower class, the upper class, the middle class, because we had some very rich farmers on the farm. But over and above that, our social life was to the T.
Oh,
Swimming, soccer,
social life was much more different than what it is today.
absolutely, absolutely.
So Cyril, since what age did you start getting involved in community affairs, helping the community, and all of that?
I think I must lay that at the feet of my parents because my father was a great community man. And my mom was this soft-spoken, hardworking lady in the engine room.
Yeah. So when did you start getting involved in civic duties, helping around, trying to fix things,
Uh,
whatever? What was that?
when I lived in Amkomas, I worked for Telcom. That time it was Post and Telecommunications. And we had a very high rates increase under the Joint Services Board. And I stood up as a 22-year-old in a public meeting. I said, we're going to talk. We'll get nothing done. We must jump in a bus and get to Maritzburg and sort this thing out. So I think it must have started in 1985, 86.
And I got hold of you about 2.5 years back, as you say, because I saw something about you. At that time, in Chatswood, we were about this transit camp issue, and they were punting a rates boycott. And then I heard there's this guy. Somebody said this guy in Stanger, he was starting a rates boycott. Isn't that where we met up and you
Yeah,
started
yeah,
advising me?
yes. I think the lady from the Post hooked you and me up. Charlene.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Charlene, if you are watching.
Oh, yes, I must give Charlene that credit because, yeah, I contacted her and say, who's that guy?
Yes. And then Charlene called me, and then I said, okay, hook us up.
So what were you doing back then just for the audience to know?
Casey, even when I lived in Amkomas, I was always uplifting the poor. I was uplifting my neighbors. I started a neighborhood watch there. The boards are still up there up to now. Came back to Stanger in 1990, started a farm watch on the farm. I went back to live on the farm, by the way. I left a luxury house, everything, and I went back to live on a farm. So that's me. Humility is my greatest strength. And from the time I started this business 32 years ago, I used to put 100 rand a month into an old age home to feed the people. And I had no money that time, believe me. 100 rand seed brought me to where I am today. 100 rand a month seed, feeding the old people.
But I was saying I got all of you then because you started a rates or punting a rates boycott, and you've done some research on a rates boycott at that time.
Yeah. I was one of the first ones to do that. It's actually, the legal term is withholding of rates. It's a big process. We haven't done it yet, but I think it's on the cards because even Belito wants to do something like that because service delivery is a right. It's a right.
Yeah,
you pay for service, you will get it.
I think I got all of you because you had done some research into this thing. Like you said,
correct. I
the
did,
correct term is you had done some research. People just believe rates boycott is a rates boycott, but there's a lot of legality to it and how it gets done.
A lot.
I think you had done some work, and that's how we started discussing that.
Absolutely.
And we were phone friends for a year till we met a year later, I think.
And then we made people park by the Posey.
Then we made them park by the Posey. Yeah. So for you guys to know, Cyril was very instrumental in the park by the Posey. He took the North Coast by the bull, by the horns, and he moved the North Coast area there with park by the Posey, making it very effective in that area. So thank you for that. And he shared my sentiments and my thoughts and how we saw the Indian community being marginalized. So we shared all of that. And then he went into retirement from Nixa. He was one of the executive members of Nixa. And then he went into retirement, and then suddenly he came back on the line. What brought you back on scene? And they say when you were retiring, I said that if you got this in your blood and your DNA, you can't walk away and sit in a corner. It might eat you up. It might kill you. It might kill you earlier than any other disease that you're sitting quietly in the corner.
Casey, while you're there, my Muslim friend said, servants of the Most High God do not retire.
Amen.
That was it. So while I told you that I retired because I was planning to slow down now, in the next 2 years, I wanted to completely get out of business, enjoy my life, enjoy my dogs, all those kind of things, go to the farm, go scrambling. But my late comrade, Comrade Musa Mutala, one of my mentors, kept warning me from 2018 to get into politics. And I said, hey, Musa, it's not for me. But he died of COVID recently. And 2 weeks before he gets sick, he came to my house and he said, Moms, you must join the council because you can talk, you can fight for the people. And I said, no, I'm not interested. And the following Monday, he came back and he did the same thing. Then I said, okay, I'll take some bullets for you. Without my knowledge, he went to the IFP head office. He told them that Cyril Pandaram will run the election and he will take my place if something happens to me. As if he had a prediction that something was going to happen. And after his funeral, when they called me and they said, this is what he said, I had to honor a dead man, Casey. I had to honor a dead man.
So just to get people interested in you, will come back to your political affiliation, whatever. Right. I just want to start the conversation off with what I put in my preamble so that people know. You are standing for, I'm going to say it and we'll discuss it so they will listen hereafter. You as a councillor elect are standing for your ward. You've put out a poster today, which I saw, and you have come out and said that if you are elected as a ward councillor in your ward, you are prepared to donate or to give off, the word donate is the word, 12 months of your salary will go towards fixing issues, problems in your ward, and starting with potholes. So 12 months of your salary, you are willing to give it away to help. I've never heard it done before. First time in my life that I'm hearing this, somebody putting it out there, that you're willing to give away your entire 1 year's salary. That correct?
It's absolutely correct, Casey. You see, for me, it's never been about the money. It's never been about titles. I always put people first. You know, you cannot serve a God that you cannot see if you cannot serve God's people who you can see.
Sure, yeah. So, but that's a very big undertaking. Nobody has undertaken. Even guys who got money, run businesses, they still see that as an income. For that, what is it, like 35,000, 40,000 in a month?
Well, it'll be like from 25,000 and onwards.
Yeah. So what amount you looking at least for 25, say 30,000, 10 month, 30, 300, 400,000 rand?
Well, let's say 250,000. I can do a lot for my community with 250,000. When you talk about potholes, Casey, there's a company in Durban who's got the mobile machine. Yes. Will come there and fix up these things, and they'll give you a 6-year guarantee. So I know for 5 years those potholes are taken care of. I'm not stupid, Casey. I'll put my money where my mouth is, but I'll get value for money.
100%. But that is what a councillor should be. I think most councillors should be coming from your sort of environment where they actually don't need the money. You need to start doing it for the passion or in that sense. If they're doing it just for the money, it's going to become a job and they won't have the passion to do it. So you find yourself in a great space because you've worked hard to set up your business and you find yourself that you don't really need this money. I mean, everyone could do it more money, you could do more things.
Yeah, sure.
But you find yourself in a space where you don't really need the money and you're able to give off a year's salary.
Casey, without giving away much, for the past 32 years, I've given a lot more than what I would give in 1 year. Let's just leave it like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hendo Badin makes a point here. Hendo is watching from the UK. He says most ward councillors should give up 50% of their salaries. You know, what I was thinking about in something like that, we talk about councillors, and we'll talk about you more detail. I'm just saying, First of all, I'd like to now use you as an example, if I may, put a challenge out to the other councillors, right? What
Yes.
can you do to show us that you are willing to do this? And maybe you can guide me to help the other councillors or help
Yes.
us as a community. Put a challenge out to them to say, well, if I don't perform, then I will pay X amount or donate X amount or do something. So we as a community can hold them accountable. I think what you're doing is going to be awesome in terms of challenging other councillors to be sort of accountable. I mean, you've already said you will give that off. So even if you don't do any work, you've already done work in terms of giving
Absolutely.
off your money.
Absolutely. Yes.
So how you think
Yeah.
we can challenge other? Okay, let me ask you
Well,
first. You've already
I don't think it would be right to use the word challenge, Casey. What I would suggest is that if everyone who's coming in to be a candidate is sold out for the people, it'll be a noble deed to give back part of your salary, because in all honesty, you're most probably going to work 4 hours a week in
yeah.
council. And you can still run your business, you can still do another job, whatever, and don't make it about the money. When I trained counselors or candidates, Casey, the first thing I told them, if you're here for the money, you're in the wrong place. If you're here for the money, you're in the wrong place. I said, do the work, the money will follow you. You become a money magnet. You don't chase the money, Casey. People will value you over the 5 years and they'll put you back into power.
Well, the thing is, which I say, and I've heard this from somebody else, by the way, which made sense. Whether it comes to a political party or a councillor, you don't have to spend millions marketing yourself if you do the work in the 5 years, because that is marketing in itself. They will
Absolutely.
re-elect you. I mean, if the ANC did a sterling job, they don't have to spend millions marketing themselves. I will give them my vote wholeheartedly because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
working for me. But now,
Casey,
because
sorry,
we
can I
don't do,
interrupt you there? Can I
yeah,
interrupt you? You cannot fix 27 years of failure in 5 years.
no, for
Don't be
sure.
fooled. Don't be fooled.
No,
Okay,
but the
go for
point
it.
the point I'm making is that if you do the work, you don't
Yes,
have to go canvas yourself. You don't have to sell yourself. Like
absolutely, absolutely agreed.
you don't have to
Absolutely
sell
agreed.
yourself.
Yes,
You sell yourself over the 5 years. You buy people. You buy their love. You buy the support. And
yes,
if you, I mean, if I would like to see a council like you, where the next election you don't have to put up a poster. Others must put posters because
100% agreed. 100%
yeah,
agreed.
because the guy is going to vote based on the fact that, I mean, every election somebody wants to take over from somebody because that is a chut. He's a useless. Nobody
Yes,
says,
yes,
no, 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 I know I'm going to win and I'm going to vote for that guy because he's done the most sterling job. Nobody can touch him. And that's
yeah.
where we find ourselves in a bad situation where there's always a complaint about the councillor, always they're not doing their work. Let me just pick your brain on that. I know you gave me
Okay.
the answer, but
Yeah.
why do you think these councillors, even in your area, who get paid a nice salary, just don't? Is it just they don't care? Is it the useless people put in there? Are we to blame to put those people in those positions? Give me your thoughts on it.
All
Why
right.
don't they do the work?
Number one, the voter is to blame. You put incompetent people into power because they come and lie to you with the biryani and hampers and all. I don't know who can eat a hamper for 5 years, use the same t-shirt for 5 years, use the same blanket for 5 years. I don't know, but I can't do it. I can't do it. That's number one. Number two, these people have found an opportunity, right, to put themselves in a position to earn a very decent salary for 5 years. And after doing all the false promises, they sit back for 4 years. Some of them know they won't come back after 5 years. So they try to make the most of it. Then they get that small pension and all that in between. So the perks are good for a council. That's why people are shooting each other for that. So I'm blaming the voter. We are putting the wrong people into power. We must put people there who we can hold accountable. A civil servant is a servant to the people. They're obligated to the people. It's not the other way around. You don't have to beg for services. He's your in-between, between local government and the people, community and people. You see, yesterday, Casey, I went to a farm where the people don't even have birth certificates. They don't have running water. They're 27 years later. The kids are going to school without a birth certificate. And it's not my job, but because I saw it on Facebook, I took the poster and went there to see what we can do for them, because water is life. And I can't see people suffering. I honestly can't. So I will close my shop to go and do that kind of work. I will take my money to do that kind of work. But you won't find a regular. You see, I'm not a politician, Casey. I'm a humanitarian. I'm a good Samaritan, and I'm a community activist, and a whole lot more. So for me, I'm not driven by money. Right. Even if I don't have the money, I'll put out a post like you and I did for that house in Ottawa. People
Yeah.
within 2 hours will put us on the front line with money. Am I right?
Yes, indeed.
Because we're already adding value to the community and people will trust us. I mean, this year, the lady wanted 3 wheelchairs in Amcomas for an old age home. I got 9 wheelchairs. Out of that, I think 6 were sponsored. You understand? Because people understand where you and I are coming from. We don't have to sell ourselves, Casey, because what did we say with Park by the Posy? It's got to be clean.
100%.
Clean. We're handling public money. We're handling people's things. Everything we do got to be above board. We can lie to the people, but we can't lie to God.
100%. Yeah, even like you said about the money will come, because I remember I was also doing another project where a house got burnt, and I started the project. I started the project trying to get windows for the house to start raising money. Within a couple of days, some people are donating, and then a guy comes on board and says, aluminium company says, I'll donate all the windows, everything.
I remember
done.
that. I remember that.
All the windows are done.
Yes.
He said,
Yeah.
doors, windows, everything, I'll do everything. And that's how and people ask me.
You know what's the secret, Casey? Maybe you're doing it, but you don't know the secret. As long as there's one person can stand up for the community, God will do the rest. As long as we do it with pure hearts and clean hands, God will do the rest.
That's what I say. When people ask me, how come you get people to support you? And when people, my age group were telling me, oh, you're raising money for yourself, you're a this, you're a that, and others. I've never come out and solicited funds from anyone. I don't go and ask.
Never.
I put an issue out. I say, this is what's happening. I'm going to help them. And then my people and my followers who know about me come to support me. I don't take money from strangers. I think, and I'll share this with you. I've got people who come on board for the project and give me X amount of money. And when I say to them, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do, what they say to me? Why are you telling me what you're doing?
Correct.
I've given you the money. Yeah. And I trust you will know what to do with the funds. Even by the way,
integrity. They trust your integrity.
And that took me a long while to build. I've got a few sponsors who always come on board. And by the way, even that aluminium window story, when I had already raised money, I went back to the sponsors. I said, guys, the windows are sorted and you gave me money. And they said to me, keep the funds in your account and we know you will do what is right with the funds. And that was it. No questions asked. But it takes you a while to build that integrity to come to that stage.
Yes.
Yeah. But people are ever willing to, but you know about the stories where people want to shoot you down to do bugger all.
Yeah, for sure. But didn't I warn you in the beginning, we're going down this road with Park by the Posy, we got to have broad shoulders. Because you can do the best of things with the best of intentions. The ugly will come out in people. The ugly, because they can't do what you and I do.
Well,
even now that I made this challenge, people are gonna try to shoot me down. Well, it's not a challenge. I'm doing this from my heart.
Well, I know it's not a challenge, but what you're saying is mind blowing. It's never been done. It's something that's crazy. Gonna set a lot of councillors and a lot of tongues wagging, and then they'll come after you in another way to say why you're doing this. In terms of you're probably buying the vote. They'll probably say you're buying the vote because in a way they'll have no comeback in terms of how to deal with it.
Absolutely.
So firstly, I commend you on that. It's going to really set the tongues wagging and set the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak. Great for that. I know that I can safely vouch for you as somebody who's got his heart in the community. But I want to take you back to your party that you've pledged allegiance to, the IFP. So let's talk about the IFP, why you are with the IFP and why you're backing the IFP and what the IFP can do and already done for this country.
Casey, I'll start from Phoenix and Chatsworth and the looting. My elder statesman, I will say Mr. Buthelezi, was the first politician to go out on a public platform and rebuke what happened there. Right?
Indeed.
That's number one. Number two, I can tell everybody here, not because I was the campaign manager, not because I'm standing for the ward, all those things. I can tell you now, you can go back 40 years and you can see the IFP, the Inkatha Freedom Party, is the only party which is a safety net for all people beyond race, religion, color, and culture. You can test it out, you can challenge it and see if I'm telling you the truth, that we are the safety net for everyone. We care about everybody from every social standing. And our heartbeat is to serve people. And wherever we serve, every municipality that we run it with distinction. And that's what we bring to the table. We don't promise anything. In fact, with me, I promise nothing. But I will go there and under-promise and over-deliver. And my party is like that. So I align because you and I gravitate to the same place because we are community-driven. The IFP and I gravitate to the same place because they are community-driven. So when I, put myself in their hands, and they put themselves into my hands as a campaign manager and trainer and all that. So it was a two-way street. I know my community is going to benefit, Casey. That's the bottom line. I know my community who puts the IFP into power or puts me into power is going to benefit. There's no lose and win situation. It's only a win-win.
Because IFP did run the Interquini municipality. Was it in the first term or second term?
They ran most of KZN, even in Kwadukuza Stanga. They ran the Ilamba district, and they ran it with distinction. We are pace setters, Casey. We are pace setters.
I think when IFP ran that, I think it was one of the cleanest audits in the history of this Interquini or the council. They really were, and not many people can point a finger at the IFP in terms of corruption, in terms of corrupt councillors and all of that. I think they have quite a good record.
Absolutely. They built infrastructure, schools, roads, factories. Isetebe Industrial Park is the brainchild of the IFP. Today, it's falling down. But if the people put us back into power, we'll raise that giant again. We'll raise it. We'll raise the standard of education. We'll raise the standard of clinics, hospitals, all those things. And I'm not bragging. And you know me by now. We sat, we ate together. We had fun together. You know that I'm somebody that won't brag. But I'll tell you factually that the IFP is the party to run with. Doesn't matter who you are. That's the party to run with. You remember how we fought for minorities? There's a party here will fight for minorities as well.
But Cyril, let me ask you this question, and that's where my issue comes here with the IFP. The IFP were in power. The IFP obviously at that point gained the power, gained the votes, gained the public backing. That's how they got into the wards, ran the Interquini municipality. What do you think happened along the way? Even now, the IFP is not as strong as it was back in the day. It still doesn't have that, almost non-existent in Chatsworth and Phoenix in that regard, in terms of good candidates, whatever. I know that the IFP has got the good values, but in my opinion, they're failing in terms of their PR, in terms of raising the party to that standard. Because you might be a good printer, doing a great job sitting in your garage. There's another Chutia printer, he's got a 3-story building and his banners outside. He's more well known. To me, so I'm just going to say this, I think that's where the IFP is sort of losing this. And how do you think that for what it's worth, that you bring back the IFP to the force and the power that it can be?
Everything that you say, I'm going to agree with Casey, because it's nothing but the truth. That either we took our foot off the pedal, right? And then without making an excuse, we had a split with the NFP, a very powerful lady. And you know what? I hold no grudges, because I think everybody deserves their own place in the sun. She took a chance. She did very well. She passed on maybe I think 2 months now, right? But splits really damage parties. Doesn't matter which political, no, doesn't matter how strong a party is. If one of the pillars fall, that building can fall, Casey. But with us, we didn't fall. We took our foot off the pedal, and I hope my party doesn't come after me for this. But I'm saying this truthfully, that we took our foot off the pedal, and we should never have done that. That is why when I came back into the fold in 2018, I said, I want to contest. At that time, it was 29 wards in Kwadukuz. I said, I want to contest 29 wards. And Mr. Musa Mada said to me, he said, you sure? I said, you know what, Musa? I said, you're only taking 3 slices out of the cake. There's 10 slices there. Let's go for all 10. Maybe we'll get 6. And that's my strategy behind this election. I said, let's go. And then we became 30 wards. I said, let's go after every ward. And something will come of it. I don't want to share too much of my strategy, but something will come of it. But we won't be where we started. We'll be progressing from there.
Great. I'm glad
we're doing the same thing all over KZN. We're growing.
I'm glad you shared that, because I always believe that that's where the IFP has failed. You could be an idiot and you can be a poor service provider, but as long as you put your name out there, people buy that. People buy the fact that his name is big. Oh, he's on the billboard. Maybe he's good. So they gravitate towards that. So the IFP needs to have, maybe, and I'm saying this, you may not don't say yes or no, because the big uncle father might be listening. In a way, he's a great guy and done his bit. Younger people need to push the party in certain ways and do more like what you're doing now, because sometimes things become too stagnant because of the leadership going in a certain way. So maybe the younger people like you guys and start to revive the IFP for what it's for what it's worth. You agree with me? I'm sure you'll agree with me.
You know why I'm smiling, Casey? 32 years ago, an old man told me the story. He said, a business without advertising is like winking at the girl in the dark.
100%.
Understand? 100%. So that's why I'm agreeing with you about we didn't put ourselves out there as much as we should have, but we have a dynamic, young, I would use the word young, leader now, right? Comrade Slavisa, ex-teacher. I'm saying to you, this person will take our party into the next level. He will definitely. I can vouch for him. Yes. And yes, with people like us supporting him.
But like you say, in a way, the IFP is still winking in the dark. Needs to be more proactive in terms of the guy you mentioned. I never heard of him. I don't know what he's worth. So, but he's got to reach people like me. He's got to be able to come out and reach me and say, "Hey, that guy there. Oh, we need to know about this guy. I need to follow this guy. He's talking sense."
Yeah, we're building for 2024 or the next national election. So that is why we're accelerating now. After this election, we won't be sleeping. We won't be taking our foot off the pedal. We'll be gearing for the national election. Believe me, as long as I'm here, that will happen.
No, great to hear that. And people also are just agreeing with me that the IFP needs to come more to the front line, because we need the IFP can do very well, I think.
Yeah, we've got potential. We have potential. Yeah.
Tell me, Cyril, you said you're like a campaign manager or whatever. Let's say you have IFP guys elected as ward councillors in other areas, whatever. How will the IFP, you and or the IFP, hold these councillors accountable? Let's say you put a guy, Patrick Pillay, in that ward and he's not performing. We know we can't remove the councillor. We know we can't take him out of office. He's going to be there for 5 years. He can be an idiot. He can be a chut, but he's still going to be there. How would the IFP, because that's where I feel the parties are failing. They're not holding their councillors accountable. What difference the IFP will do in that sense?
Casey, about 2 weeks ago, we signed our pledges. And, people can't just sign a pledge because they want to be part of the party. You got to read that pledge. And you got to understand what it means to us as wannabe councillors who are now just candidates, right? And we got to be serious about what we want to do and how we want to do it. And furthermore, I think every party has these protocols to follow, checks and balances. And with the IFP, we take a hard line on people not towing the line as such, with being a capable, competent person serving the community. We take a very hard line on that.
No, great to hear that. Someone also posed a question: when can we get our father, Mr. Buthelezi, on the platform so we can talk and address our Indian people? Because I think it'll be great for the IFP as well. Maybe he needs to make some time.
When you first requested it, we put it together, and because of the elections, Casey, no other reason. Ubaba is quite old. He's running around. He was in Phoenix recently. Why did you catch him in Phoenix? It would be an ideal opportunity for you. Right.
Yeah,
But
probably.
here's a promise. Here's my promise to you on your platform. When all is said and done, let's give him about a month, okay? And then we'll arrange the meeting in Durban. Not only with him, maybe with Comrade Slabisa and a few other people. We'll have a nice meeting, okay? I'll promise you that much.
Right. Yeah. So
But because of the elections, I couldn't accommodate you.
right. Okay. No, that's fine. We'll meet him. Well, hopefully you get in enough seats so we can see where we're going and how we're holding ourselves accountable.
We'll have a nice, decent, long meeting where you can pose the questions and the people can come on board like now and pose the questions. So let's give everybody carte blanche on that day with respect. I mean, he's our father. So
yeah, no, great to have. And for him, by the way, the first thing, like you said, he was the first and one of the few leaders to speak on behalf of the Indian. And by the way, I did see a post or some post by him where he got a lot of slack for actually standing up for the Indian people, calling them heroes and protecting them. He got a lot of slack for that.
Yes. He mentioned that in Phoenix at this last meeting.
Yeah. But to be a great leader, you have to be able to take those things and speak the truth. He wanted to say what he wasn't playing to the gallery. He wasn't playing to please people. He knew what was going to come, and he said it.
His words are something like this, case. He said, just as you was looking after your community, I was looking after my community in Ulundi. We were both doing the same thing in different communities. Yeah. That's why he applauded what they did.
No, I think truth to power is important. I'm smiling because I'm wondering whether to say this or not. Like your good friend, Mr. Naren Ganesh, yesterday. And if I wanted to roast Naresh, I wanted to roast Naresh, I would have roasted him.
No, man. Naren's a good guy. I loved all his letters to the editor over the years. That I applaud him for that. He got guts. Guts. I'm on his side in Dafsro. Don't worry.
Yeah. I was saying I was on his side, but then when he wrote that article to the Rising Sun praising them for their wonderful workmanship, I said, "Oh, Naren, now you would have sold this thing down the river." Okay, I think Naren did a strategic plot there in terms of what he wanted to do, instead of not burning his bridges. But on the other hand, I would call a spade and said, "Piss off! I can't give you one good word about this." But anyways, if I wanted to do,
say hello to Viswan as well, man. Viswan, you married your wife from my town, eh? Uncle Dan is my good friend.
Oh, Viswan is watching.
I think so.
Oh yes,
he married a farm girl. He married a farm girl.
He's married.
His father-in-law was one of the mayors of Stanga, Mr. Dan Naidu.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my very good friend, like a father to me. Yeah. Mr. Dan Naidu.
Wow. So
I could have been in politics from that time, Casey. I could have been in politics from that time, but politics was not for me.
Well, that So before we conclude, who's in Kwadakuza, who's all in the balance of power in terms of parties? What are they not doing? And of course, you're going to put it right, but who are the balance of the power in the parties? What's the informal settlements like?
Like I told you about this incident yesterday, 27 years and no service delivery. The ANC is very strong. That they play to the masses and they'll get their vote. All right. The rural vote in my town most probably will go a lot to them. The IFP is also gaining ground in the rural towns, rural municipalities, right? And I think I'm a guy of fair play, so I will give everybody my assessment.
Let me stop you right there because I got a chain of thought, right? Let me ask you this. IFP is Inkatha Freedom Party and Zulus, right? It's the Zulu nation. It comes from there. The power, the seat is the Zulu nation. Why in KZN has the Zulu vote gone to the ANC and not seen aligned to the IFP? How and why did that happen?
The balance of power changed a few years ago. That's why there's certain things I can't tell you on this public platform, but it was a political move that put us where we are. We didn't see that blow comking. You understand what I'm saying?
Maybe it was a bad decision, or you didn't see something coming and it affected the party.
Yeah, but you see, Casey, if a guy tells you he's your enemy, you can see the knife coming. But if a guy tells you he's your friend and he knifes you, when you turn around and see it was your friend who knifed you, that's a different story. So this is politics. This is politics. What happened years ago? That
But then you were the one who said to me, and maybe they were a bit naive in that sense. You were the one who said to me, the enemy will come from within.
yes, true. You see, in the political domain, they don't make enemies and then drop you. They make friends. They befriend you and then they drop you because they know your weak points.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you made
It
me
happens
very
in every
wary of
party,
that.
Casey. It happens in every party. You know this thing about power and greed and money and all that. It's a different animal. It's a different animal. It's not for everybody. It's not for anybody. Yeah.
Well, anyway, Cyril, thanks for coming on the platform. You've issued that's a challenge, but your 12-month salary. So those of you just joined us, Mr. Pandaram, if he becomes a councillor in his ward, 12 months of his salary will be at least 25,000. So about 250,000 rand he will be putting towards upkeeping his community, which is great. Other councillors are sitting and thinking, "Yes, now what do we do now? How do we match that in any sort of way?" So good luck to you. And
if you can give me a closing
yes.
argument.
No, I'm giving you I'm coming to that. I'm giving you the parting shot before we close. So yeah, I'm ending with you saying you have the parting shot.
All right. My name is Cyril Pandaram. I want to place on record my sincere thanks to my good friend, Karacharo Casey, for giving me this platform, not only to promote myself, but promote the IFP. And I want to say without a shadow of doubt, I'm the right man for the job for Ward 16 Quad Duguza, right? My 32 years of active community service should hold me in good stead. Even if I don't go out and campaign and market myself, I think I've added more value to this town than most councillors, right? I've done more even in the last year's lockdown out of my own pocket than any councillor in this town. People know that. And I thank everyone who's been part of my ladder of success, not only from now, for the past 32 years, in however big or small way. The people that have sponsored me, the businesses that have sponsored me over the years, even right up to now with the wheelchairs. I just want to put my hands together and say, I salute you guys. God bless. Let's see what happens on the 1st of November. If you don't vote, don't complain. Please, guys. Some of you want to sit back and do nothing and complain. And you put the wrong people in power, sit with them for the next 5 years. I can't do anything for you. But you put me in power in Ward 16. Change is coming. Progressive change is coming. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Cyril. And just for you to know, I just got a nice comment here from somebody. I won't mention the name. They just said that after listening to Mr. Pandaram, they've now changed their mind who they're going to vote for. So I think
hallelujah.
I think you've done your job. Cyril, thank you so much and all the best.
Well, Casey, let's make this deal. I win Ward 16, most probably through the power of your program. Lunch or supper is on me, eh?
Hey, that has to be an expensive lunch and expensive supper.
That's okay. You know me. I'm not shy when it comes to food.
Thank you so much, Cyril, and all the best.
Okay. Thanks. God bless.
Bye. That's Mr. Cyril Pandaram. He's sitting the cat amongst the pigeons there, and the money amongst the councillors, so to speak, committing to give away 12 months of his salary or use 12 months salary to improve conditions in his Ward 16 Quadakuza IFP candidate, Cyril Pandaram. I know him personally for a couple of years, a man of stature, a man of his word. So there we go. If you want to vote for him and candidates in the IFP, I believe Mr. Pandaram will be operating in terms of keeping the councillors who are coming to power in line, so to speak. So good luck to him and the IFP. Thank you guys for watching. We've reached the end of the midday report now. So catch you at 8 o'clock tonight on the late night report featuring Nicole Graham from the Democratic Alliance. And today's show brought to you by Desi Dating. I'm the brand ambassador for them. And free membership to Desi Dating valued at about 4,500 Rand. email them info@desidating.co.za. Absolutely free membership there. SA's newest online matchmaking platform. As says, keep it mother, all your motheries, amazing feats, Shirley ready until 8 o'clock tonight. Remember, I'll keep it mother. The name is KC Caro. I'm out.